Hello, citizens of YouTube land.
Hi.
It's your president and your VP, and we're back once again with another episode of
Walker.
Walker.
2 episodes, actually.
Dual episode time to try to get everybody caught up to speed because it's been a little while since we've been able to do these. So here we go, guys.
Yeah. So, episode 16 begins out with the arrest of a corrupt police officer.
Yeah, the whole episode is dealing with the arrest and of a corrupt police officer who immediately escapes the charges because it seems that the captain of the Texas Rangers had in Austin there had put together a long and extensive investigation into this guy, and the guy was the local crime syndicate boss, basically.
Yeah. And this corrupt police officer even went after his son and even planted drugs into him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
And the way that they try to frame it is like the show writers, they're not afraid to poke jabs at today's political climate.
Yeah, because
The way they frame it is like a jab at BLM and all that, and how police brutality seems to be a problem when really it kind of is, but it kind of isn't.
it is a problem, guys, and I do need to address that it is indeed a problem. However, the defund the police narrative, that's not a good thing. And this is basically kind of where that's coming from. And also because of the fact that he planted drugs on him and whatnot, and that he was pulled over in the first place because he matched the description of somebody who had committed a crime. That's called racial profiling, and that is illegal. You can't do that. So, and this, of course, was all of a result of the captain having put together the investigation and was digging a little too deep. So the captain's son, who by the way was traveling with Stella, Cordell's daughter, to the University of Texas to show her what life was like on the campus. So they, yeah, he gets arrested, and then his son is a little misconstrued because he's like, I'm gonna get this every time because I'm the son of a Rangers captain, and that is not.
Of a black police officer.
Mm-hmm.
Boy, you're going to get what happened to you a lot.
And no matter what, it would happen. Okay, because even if he was, say, white, and I know this is a little racially tinged here this time around, guys, but that's just the way the episode was. It didn't stray real far into it, but it kind of hinted and touched upon it. Yeah, because of that he's going to be, it wouldn't have mattered if his dad was white, or if he was Asian, or if he was black. It was simply the fact that this cop was corrupt and was determined to keep the captain from coming after him.
Yeah.
That's it.
Which then got a warrant out for his arrest after Stella released the video to the public of him planting the drugs into him. And then Cordell, he also came to the revelation that he can't leave the Texas Rangers.
Stella helped him realize that, and basically
so did August.
Yeah, they gave him the permission to go back to work there, and August, of course, had been exerting manual labor because of his dad, who was trying to find things to basically preoccupy his time to keep him away from doing that. So it kind of all wrapped up pretty nicely.
And then the corrupt police officer gets tripped by Cordell when he pushes a cart into him.
Well, we kind of saw that all coming. And overall, it was a really good episode. And it dealt on some serious issues. I do need to say, first and foremost, for those of you who have not been following along and whatnot, this show is more progressive than the original show. And that's not necessarily a bad thing, you know, this modern retelling of the Walker series. It's actually a good thing in many, many ways.
But it still also doesn't stray away from its original source material.
So Liam, Walker's brother, was trying to sort of make amends with his boyfriend, and he goes to him and he tells him that, you know, I should have told you about how I got shot and this and that. But too much time had passed, so Liam's boyfriend had moved on. And that, guys, actually kind of got to me a little bit.
Yeah, because Dad said a sentence I never thought he would say. He's like, Liam, you should go over there and kiss him and make up.
Yeah, I did say that. And it's kind of a funny thing because I would say, because my perspective has changed over time too, you know, guys. You grow up, you mature, you become more accepting. If you're a reasonable and good-hearted adult, that's what you do. So, 10 years ago, 15 years ago, that sentence probably would have never came out of my mouth. But it did. But I was like that. Yeah, you just got to go over there, man. Make up with him and whatnot. But that didn't happen. So he was making a speech at the end of it, and Liam was, and his ex-boyfriend came in and heard the speech about how he was going to help change and make the changes and do things right and yada, 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 you know. And so his ex-boyfriend comes in and tells him, look, man, too much time had passed, and, you know, I'd stayed in Austin, and so that happened. But I will work with you professionally on your campaign. And I was thinking, yeah, that's probably not going to work. Because, listen, for those of you out there who've been in this situation, either when it's a man and two women, or it's a man and two other men, it doesn't matter. Love triangles don't work, guys. They don't. In the end, somebody always gets burnt. And it's usually the man that's getting fought over. Or the woman that's getting fought over. Because it can even work that way, too. Where it's a love triangle between three women as well.
Yeah.
So, these things happen in all walks of life. But that's that. So anyways, guys, that's kind of basically the gist of that episode, and it was pretty good. I give it a 4 out of 5. What say you?
I give it a 4.25 out of 5.
Okay, so we
That's
get
a good episode.
We give it a 4 and an 8 out of 5 for that one. Now let's quickly move on to the follow-up, the next episode.
Oh boy,
this is a good one.
This
guys.
is a good one. So. The episode starts out with basically Stan Morrison. He's kind of the main bad guy, basically, of these last 2 episodes.
Who's also Liam's opponent
yeah,
in the DA in the upcoming DA election.
Yeah. So basically, they are about to have their big debate at the high school because I think that's how they do it in Austin, have the debate at the local high school. I'm pretty sure that's how they even do it here in Branson.
It's very possible. Either that or it's your city hall, you know, your town hall.
Yeah.
Or maybe even the city park. It doesn't really matter. The point is that they're going to have a debate and everybody's going to show up.
So then what happens next is that there's a bomb threat called in.
Yeah. And so the Rangers are involved because Walker has to escort his Stan to the debate. Which, by the way, Stan was the one that reinstated him as a Ranger in the previous episode, and it encouraged him about how he should move on with his family. This is very important towards the end, guys.
Yeah. So anyways, Stan, there's a bomb threat that's called in, so Mickey and Walker, they immediately go into the building to make sure there's nobody in there. They search the place, and then they find a cow.
Yeah. Senior prank.
Senior prank. The bomb threat isn't part of the senior prank, though.
No.
Yeah.
The bomb threat is actually traced back to a mentally disturbed individual who made a claim about lithium clouds from Mars influencing bats that are causing them to attack people. So, yeah, the man clearly has some mental issues. And they bring in a officer who can help him get the psychiatric help that he needs. And on a more serious note out there, if any of you guys out there are suffering from mental issues, definitely seek help. Don't just ignore them.
Yeah.
Okay. I just thought I'd throw that one out there.
Like this guy clearly did.
We often do these in these videos, guys, where when we come across certain issues and whatnot, we tell you guys, definitely get the help that you need and deserve.
On a more lighthearted note, there is like this joke that Walker was a theater geek, and then his ex-girlfriend had dumped him in the middle of a production, and it was pretty funny.
Becca Ferguson.
Becca Ferguson, yeah.
It's a recurring thing. Oh, and we should also mention that this is the episode that features the return of Jerry. Now, we all know that there's still that underlying issue of the kiss that the two of them had. So,
which
Walker
honestly
is now on this path of redemption, so to speak, where he's kind of trying to help atone for his gung-ho, guns a-blazing type of attitude that he had in the past.
Yeah. And so he visits Carlos Mendoza, thank you, in the hospital, where he asks him, "Why did you take the fall?" And he says, "I did it for my family." He's like,
"I'm a dying man, so pretty much who cares?"
Yeah.
You know.
And then he's like, "And then you said they." And he's like, there was Callie who got killed. Earlier, turns out she also she killed his wife. Then there was another man who laid the money out on the table to take the fall, and it was Stan Morrison. Dun dun dun!
Big shocker.
So Stan, he also accidentally kills this one reporter, and he kills this reporter who kind of dug too deep. Basically, and he found out that Stan dismissed all the cases against Detective Campbell, the corrupt cop from the last episode.
Mm-hmm.
So you kind of see that it's all loose ends are wrapping up here. And then basically he then calls a hit out on Walker. Then these two redneck weirdos basically run him off of the road, kidnap him at gunpoint. By the way, he has like this.
They're forcing Walker to dig a grave. I presume it's probably going to be for Walker and the man that Stan Morrison had killed.
And so then Walker, like a complete, like an awesome person he is. While the two idiots, while Stan and that one redneck dude are arguing, he hits that one guy in the stomach, takes his gun, shoots the other guy who has the shotgun in the head, and then shoots that one guy in the stomach. It's an awesome scene. Like,
yeah, it's pretty cool.
It happened so fast too.
It does, and so that's kind of where that one ends because he's like, "You're okay." Well, boy, won't this be a headline? You know, the DA getting arrested the night before the election.
The DPS chair getting arrested the night before the election, and he's like, "Oh, I'm not going to arrest you." He's like, "Oh, come on, Walker, you're not that way anymore. Remember, you're a reformed man." He's like, "But that was after you encouraged me." And he's like, "Get in the truck now." And then
this time that it was him that had orchestrated everything, and so that's where that one ends. But we do need to go follow up on the August triangle.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, guys, because there's more of that was going on. A bunch of triangles kind of going on at once here. August, he's invited by Ruby to go back to her place, and Ruby's going to kind of put the moves on him a little bit. You know what I mean?
But August is smart, because I think there was some alcohol in that cup.
Mm-hmm. He sniffs it, and he doesn't take a drink. He doesn't relax. He's like, I wanted to tell you for a long time, but there wasn't the right time, and he walks away from her. And then there's Bella, who's going off to Mexico with her parents to go see her parents.
Her aunt.
Her aunt's taking her, because we still have this. Her parents were arrested because they were illegal immigrants.
Yeah, there's
And
ice on that. So
there's some touchy subjects there, but that's okay. And Stella's trying to kind of figure out what she's going to do during this summer vacay before the senior year, and it all kind of wraps up nicely.
Yeah.
Because we should mention that they had all went to the bar that was co-owned by Cordy in order for the kids to have a good time, since they weren't able to go to the school for Spirit Week. And so, yeah, that's where everything lies at this point. We've got Stan basically being forced into the truck. And
Walker.
Stan had also offered up his place to Walker's parents to have their wedding renewal. So we don't know where that was going to go yet, but we'll see. Next episode is not until August 12th, unfortunately. CW, what are you doing to us?
By the way, the first episode of Season 2 of Walker comes out on August 28th, 2021.
So, guys, that was episode 17. We did this one as a double here. I give this one a 4 3/4 out of 5. What say you?
I also give it a 4 3/4 out of 5. It was a well-paced episode. That action scene with Walker where he hits the one dude in the stomach, takes his gun, shoots the one dude in the head, then shoots the other one in the stomach. It's so cool. It was fast-paced, and it happened all so fast.
Everything was pretty top-notch. Guys, if you haven't checked out any of this, you can catch it on the CW app at any time. I'm sure it's all going to be available on a DVD set when it's all said and done in a few months. You'll probably be able to get it then. But of course, as always, if you've seen these episodes and you think that this show is still the worst show that you've ever seen, and you don't even know why that you're even watching this in the first place, well, that's on you guys.
By the way, you're wrong. The worst show is actually Riverdale. Come at me, internet. Come at me.
Anyways, guys. But hey, just remember, we're just
two idiots with the cell phone camera. Our opinions do not matter, except they actually do, because we have a YouTube show, except they actually don't.
So, guys, having said all that, we'll see you guys next time, where it's going to be Knockout featuring Stone Cold Steve Austin. Be prepared for that one, guys. And, yeah, there's only one thing left to say, and that is bye.
Bye.
Oh, peace and love from Denny and Son.
Bye.
Bye. Kind of screwed up the outro there.